Hi everyone. So I'm just going to go over quick, seeing I did already show you pretty much how to do the mug rugs. I will do this one as quick as I can. This one is the one that I made for my granddaughter with the real estate with the house. So basically what you're going to need is you're going to need your cutter, some rulers, and you will need an 8x10 front piece. You will need an 8x10 piece of fusible fleece or some other kind of fleece that you can use in the middle. You will need to have the backing, which will be, let's see, the backing will eventually be, if you have 8x10, I like to use 1.5 inches all around. So that would mean 3 extra inches. So you would have, so this piece would end up being, in the end, would be 11x13. And I usually cut it a little bigger, so I cut this is about an 11.5 by 13.5, because after I quilt it, it tends to shrink up a little bit. Okay, for the house, I did this piece 5x5. And then I did another 5x5 piece, which is going to be the little pocket on the house. So it's going to go like this. And then a hexagon, and this was a 3-inch, that's the side of the hexagon, is a 3-inch. So this side, this part will say 3 inches. This is only a 2.5, but the 3-inch, I have it here somewhere. I just don't, oh, here it is. So the 3-inch, so this side will say, there it is, 3-inch. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's hard with the plastic through it. So that's what you will need. Pretty much a scissors is always handy to have. Some thread if you're going to do it by hand, or some thread for your sewing machine if you're going to do it, if you're going to sew it on the machine. So that's what you'll need for the real estate mug rug. Okay, so this is a hole. I cut the hexagon hole, and then you will iron it in half. And I did put some fusible, some Wonder Under in it, so both sides, so I can put this together. And oh, you will also need the Wonder Under. So the Wonder Under will work for the house too. You do not want the Wonder Under on this, because you want to leave that open. And we'll go down the sides with this. You can either go down the sides, or you can make this, you can make it where it's a little bit shorter, and you can already just do the sides at a 1/4 inch seam and then turn it. So either way will work. So I decided to go ahead and sew the little pocket up on the sides. So I took it about 1/8 of an inch, because I want it pretty wide to make sure it fits the card and everything flat. And then so just turn it, and then use a blunt item. I always keep chopsticks and the sticks that come in the stuffing, because I use a lot of stuffing too. And then iron that down. Okay, I also stitched the bottom shut. You can also, and I probably should have done that, put a piece of interfacing inside. I think I did on most of the other ones, but it'll be okay. Okay, I ironed the fusible facing on the back. And right now this is 9 by 11, and eventually it'll be 8x10. So you want to kind of keep everything in the middle, unless you want to make sure that you leave some on the sides. If you are going, you can do like a little tree here. If you want a little bit of extra stuff, I did put the Wonder Under on here, and now I'm going to hopefully peel that off, and it'll hopefully peel off right. I have a terrible time getting this off. I did get a better hint by doing that cutting down the middle. I couldn't get it from the side, but I don't know if this is older or because it's my older, it wants to, that's coming off a lot better than it usually does, but see how it's coming up there? It shouldn't be doing that. And I don't know why it's doing that on the edges. So if you get this up like this thing, we're going to be appliquing this on there anyways. I'm going to be cutting this off because it can make, any of this stuff sticking up can make little bumps in the fabric. So I'm going to cut that off. Don't pull it because then you're going to end up with all of it off. Trying to smooth it down as well as I can. Yeah, I have no idea why it does that. I didn't used to have any problem with it. So I'm going to find my middle here. I'm going to put it up just a little bit off because I want to make sure that the pocket is not too covered. It should be good. But I'm just going to put it about a quarter of an inch up from where the batting is, because the batting is actually the 8x10. And this is extra, which I will trim afterwards. So you can go ahead and iron this on. And then you want to applique all around. You can just do a straight stitch at the bottom if you want. And this needs to be appliqued all the way around. Okay, I used an applique stitch to do the sides. And then I just zigzagged the top because the roof is going to cover that. And I did a larger zigzag. I put this zigzag a little bit closer. This is actually an applique stitch that's on my machine. Okay, now I'm going to place the roof, and you want to make sure that you leave enough room so that we don't end up with the roof getting in the, that we cover up any of the roof with the backing. So center the roof pretty good. Just measure it here. So it looks like I'm getting right at 1 inch, just maybe a little bit less than an inch. And you want to get that on nice and straight. So I'm just going to pin that, and you will be appliquing this on also. So go back over to the machine and using your applique stitch or a very fine or very narrow zigzag stitch. Okay, I decided to use pink on the roof, and one of the things I forgot to tell you was to make sure that you put the Wonder under the roof too, so it stays still while you're doing it, and then you don't have to pin it. I just forgot. And then I used the green at the bottom. So next step is I'm going to go ahead and pin this on, and then I'm just going to sew a straight stitch, or I might use my zigzaggy that's stretch stitch just to sew that right on there. So I'm just going to put one of these larger pins. I think I'm going to do it here. So make sure that's nice and straight on both sides. I'm going to do it in the middle first. And then I'm going to pin it with my smaller pins, which I have over by the sewing machine. So let me just measure a little bit here and make sure. Almost 1.5. That's 1. One and maybe, yeah, that's about right. Okay, so that's close. So go ahead and sew down and down. Okay, at this point we want to go ahead and square this up. So we want this to be 8. I'm doing this 8 by 10. So I've got 11 inches, and I've got, so it's approximate. I'm probably not going to cut that much off. I've got somewhere around 11 by 9, which is fine too, but I'm going to take off to where I have the batting. Okay, I've ironed it out, and I've squared it off to the 8 by 10. Hopefully. And now we need to lay it on here on the backing. And I'm just flattening it out here. I'm just going to get an idea if I'm close. Okay, now at this point you can do whatever you want with the quilting on it. Okay, I'm done quilting, and I decided to follow the house. So I just went around. I think it looks pretty neat. And there's the back. Pretty cute. I like it. And then we want to snip off any little threads that are on the back and front. Okay, now we need to square up the backing before we can form our binding. And I'm going to try to see where I'm at with I want to make sure the house is centered and that it's fairly in the middle. That's a little bit off, the house itself. Not too bad. The roof is off a little bit. I'm going to move this up so I can Okay, the last steps are just going to be doing the binding. Still, this looks a little bit off. Okay, we're going to do the bottom and the top. So you want to fold it almost to your design, to the front. Turn the top over. turn it over again. And then do the same thing at the bottom, and then the next thing you're going to do is sew from this corner to this corner. So sew that from the corner to corner and the bottom and the top. Okay, now let's see if I can get this right to do the mitered corners. Okay, so you fold this in right along the line of the top. And then the same thing on the other side. And then we want to fold this in. I don't know why that one's wanting to be a little bit wonky there. And then fold over again. And you have those mitered corners. Yes, it came out. Okay, then you want to repeat that with the other side. I don't know why this iron all of a sudden isn't hot. Even though it's on, it should be hotter than that. I'm going to go ahead and clip this. And then the same thing on this side. Clip that one time in the middle. Here. This one still seems a little bit off. And you can sew the edging with contrasting or with matching thread, either way. Fold the corners in, fold over once, and then fold over twice. And nice corners, yes. Oops. I didn't touch it, Durbin. It's not hot there, I guess. It just scared me. I don't know why it doesn't want to, the cord keeps pulling it off. That's where these clips come in handy, but you can pin it too. And then you want to sew this. Okay, and we're finished with it. And this is plenty big enough for the card, or you can have the card out like that. and then your tea bag. And you can just even do this on any one of them. You can put the little pocket just to put the tea or those little packets of coffee, hot chocolate. Hot chocolate, of course, won't fit in something smaller, so you would have to make sure that that the pocket was big enough to put the hot chocolate in if you were going to do hot chocolate. But this definitely works out really cute for your real estate agent. So I hope you enjoyed this. You have a wonderful day, and everybody be safe. Bye.